Hey guys, Chantel here. So I've had a request to maybe start doing some silhouette studio tutorials on my YouTube channel. I am no expert by any means. I do love my silhouette. I actually had a Cricut first and had difficulty learning how to manipulate the layers and creating what I wanted and how I wanted it to look. So I switched over to the silhouette, which I love. It works so easily. It's more tech friendly to me. And like I just continue to build on my knowledge of the software. I've actually even sat with others and show them how to use the software a little bit, like giving like some little tips and tricks and things like that. So today I wanted to just start off with my very first silhouette one-on-one for beginners like myself and show you how I created this card here. I had this sentiment from, I believe this is MFT. Yes, my favorite things. I picked this up when I went to the Scrapbook Expo this year, and today I'm using the sentiment that says I have a ball when I'm with you. And I actually haven't even put it back on there yet. It's still on the stamp block. And I just took that and stamped it with some pigment ink, because I've learned that pigment ink works well with embossing. And instead of using black embossing ink, I don't even use buy black anymore. I stamp my images with this pigment ink, and then I cover it with clear embossing powder, so you still get the black, but it's less messy because for me, even with the using black embossing powder, you'd still get splotches although you prep your surface with the powder tool or that kind of thing. So I use pigment ink for that. So yeah, this is the card I made. All of the parts have been created with the silhouette, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, so here is my image on screen, and right now it is prepped for printing. Now you could also use the print and cut feature in Silhouette to print this on paper and then run it through the Silhouette, and it'll cut the shaped areas. I didn't use that feature here, and I will do a tutorial at some other time to show you how to use that feature, because I wanted to use all of the space, and I find that with the print and cut feature you're a little bit restricted on how much of the area you can use. So I'm just gonna do the back and go back and go back so you can see where I started. This is just me undoing every step that I did prior, and that was me getting it all fitted to the page so I can get it printed out. But each layer, I probably don't even need to go back so far, but each layer I created using this silhouette. So let me just go through that. So this piece here, which is my top layer or the bottom layer, I used the fill for, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this the way I have the camera positioned, but with the little tiny dots. And there is a fill feature here in Silhouette Studio, and if you click on that, let's see if I can, if you click on that, you get this box, and all of these are the designs that Silhouette has preloaded into the software. You can get other designs from the studio and that type of thing, but these are the ones that are already there. So I just picked one that I liked, which was the dots, the yellow, the dots. And then if you go on to advanced, you get all these other options on how do how you want your design to be displayed: horizontal, vertical, fixed, stretched. that sort of thing, scale the pattern. So you could actually, let me see, you can make the dots bigger or smaller, or however you want them to be, right? See, this is them bigger. And then there's also an option for transparent, so you can make them lighter or darker, or however you like for them to look. For me, you know, I did the itty bitty dots so that they kind of stood out a little bit, but not too much, and that worked for me. This here is a shape that I had gotten from Silhouette. Please excuse my phone ringing. The scalloped edge, I think is the scallop with the edges on the outside. And with the scallop on the outside. So I just grabbed that, made it the color that I wanted, sized it so it would fit inside of the bottom layer, and that worked for me. And then these here, I just used the square tool over here and dragged it to my page and created the size square that I needed, right? So I kind of like sized it up on that. It comes up clear on the screen, but then you go to the fill and you can make it a color, right? So then I just duplicated that and made it fit to the size that I wanted it. And then the basketballs is also a file that I have on Silhouette, and I just took those and put as many as I wanted to fill the space of the card. So I was really just building onto my card base, what I wanted it to look like, where I wanted things to fit. I had even used the text tool to write the sentiment that I was going to use, so that I could take that sentiment and put it in the space and just see how it would look, you know, with placements of everything, right? So, you know, if I had this further down here, it may not fit so well. So I wanted to make sure that my text would also fit in that space. So that was pretty much what I did to create the card. And choosing the colors, I went off of pretty much that background page with the dots on it, and then the color of the basketballs. So I just built everything else off of that. And this here is the result of my print and cut design from the studio. So then I layered all of my pages together. This here, you see, that's the one with the dots, and then here's the scallop edge. Layer those down, and then those two pieces, put them together, layered them on there, and then my basketballs. And what I did was I put a couple of them, I popped them up on some foam dots so that they would pop up like, you know, it's like you shooting the basketball. That was the idea of the design. So the ball starts, you know, from down here, and you shooting it to the hoop, and so it's kind of like progressing in size, so it pops up. I think I just did the top 3, and then the other 2 are flat. And then I had some flat back rhinestones, so I used those just to like make some pops. And yeah, that was it. I think the card came out pretty cute. I love this idea. It's super easy to create. I can take that file in my Silhouette and save it to my files, so that if I need to duplicate it, I can very easily duplicate it. Yeah, I'm gonna do another video and show you how to do the print and cut. That'll be another video. I might try to do a video a week, and I'll title it Silhouette 101 for Beginners by Lee. Gotta throw my name in there somewhere.